You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show.
Oh, the mellow intro.
Gone! I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody. Bings for doing, and we're here doing another after show for NBC's The Voice, Season 4, Episodes 8 and 9. The battle rounds continue. This is a battle round, obviously, from Team Usher. So smooth. We'll get to this later on in the show, but I'm your host, Jason Ikeler.
I'm Christian Rosenberg.
And I'm Chloe West.
Let's get right into it.
Let's do it. Let's start with Team get the battles.
Team Shakira again.
Shakira. Okay, guys, did Shakira not blow you away tonight?
Shakira's judging style.
She's a coach.
Oh, sorry, American Idol.
Get it right.
Well, no, but okay, Shakira's coaching style, is really, really good. She's got such a good ear.
No, she was doing I was actually very impressed by, like, the legit, like, constructive criticism that she was providing. For some reason, I wasn't really expecting that from her.
Well, I think when you think of, like, dancing pop star, you think, like, record label constructed you.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily think artist.
Yeah.
But she goes into this, and when she's saying things like telling people the vocal choices to take and everything, like, she really knows what she's doing.
Completely. And her notes are so detailed and specific. And she gets down to the word or the phrase so quickly to them. And I really think all the other coaches are sort of taking note.
Yeah.
And when they see Shakira's artists on stage, they're like, where did this person come from?
Yeah.
Why didn't I turn my chair around? Because whatever Shakira brought out of them was so impressive.
These last two episodes, this past Tuesday and today, I thought we had quite a few people that we weren't too high on their first Blonde audition, but then they really surprised us. Yeah.
So Shakira didn't have any full-out battles shown on last Tuesday's episode, which I thought was kind of bogus because I really wanted to see Grace Askew sing. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, but I always feel bad for those contestants.
Grace is on Blake's team. We didn't see Tanya sing.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't see any of those.
But either of them.
Because Grace was another one. They skipped a bunch, which I don't know if I don't think they've skipped battle rounds in past seasons, have they?
I don't remember.
Not that I specifically remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was kind of bummed we didn't see Tanya. But I think we didn't. I think she just blew Mark out of the water. So I think it was sort of like we didn't need to see her. Blow him out of the water.
So the first battle for Shakira we'll talk about is Luke Edgman versus Monique Abadi. And they sang You and I by Lady Gaga. And Luke is kind of this, like...
Well, Luke was the background singer. Yeah. And so I sort of forgot who he was.
Yeah, he's kind of forgettable. But then when you see him sing, he's just incredible.
Just in the background.
Yeah. Coming to the forefront.
Yeah.
Can we hear a little bit of that, Steven? You and I by Lady Gaga on Team Shakira.
And Monique came in and sang the Shakira song. Listen, he's great.
His voice, the vibrato, reminds me a little bit of Adam Lambert.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
And he's got such a trained voice, and it's got like hints of musical theater in it, which I think that's honestly a good thing working for him.
I think Monique's does too, actually. And Shakira even gave her that note of that she's putting it on too much at one part. But I thought she really did win it, even though I really like Luke kind of won me over.
See, I disagree because I feel like I wrote down for Monique, her vowels were kind of sloppy. Like when you hear her saying like something about this place, like it was like there's too much going on in her mouth. I feel like he's so on point and trained.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this about Monique in the blind auditions, but when I hear her, I think Christina. I think Christina Aguilera's style of voice.
Yeah.
Because she just belts it out. But yeah, early on, I know I pointed to when we were watching it just now, like just moments ago. I pointed out, I'm like, is she on the 4 non-blondes? Because for some reason, the way she was, at least at the beginning, was reminding me of that one 4 non-blondes song.
Huh.
Well, I thought she has really good stage presence. Like, you look at her, and she has, like, the it quality that everybody talks about. But I just think vocally, Luke kind of killed it for me.
He did, but I think something about her, I don't know if it's because she sang it very much like Lady Gaga, so the song was very, it was enjoyable, and she really pushed it. I just thought maybe her performance is what won me over performance-wise, because I kept just watching her and really having to focus to listen to Luke, who was amazing.
Yeah. Luke was fantastic too. There's no question about that.
The whole battle was good. They both looked great. They both sounded great. Shakira ended up going with Monique, but then Blake moved in and stole Luke. And I think Blake's team.
We all of a sudden like, Blake has a competitor.
Blake is back in the competition because Blake finally has somebody that can sing on his team.
I'm interested to see what Blake does with Luke. You know, what songs he's going to give him and things like that, because he's so technical and so precise, and I don't really, country, you do have to do that, but Luke's definitely not a country singer. He's so R&B and pop, so I'm interested to see, you know, how Blake kind of works with him.
Well, because we've said before, Blake kind of takes the small voices and gives them more of the like singer-songwriter, folky, coffee house songs, and I think that would actually be kind of a cool direction to see Luke go in, or at least try out.
Oh, I want to see him sing big ballads.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree. I can see him singing like in a way like a Bon Jovi ballad.
Whoa.
See, yeah, but I think that's
like Adam Lambert, like an Adam Lambert ballad.
I think that's expected though, and that's why I think it would be kind of cool if Blake. I mean, I think he should do that at some point in the show. But if Blake kind of did like a 180 and was like, "Here, sing this," I don't know.
Maybe we'd have to see it.
We'll see what happens. Up next on Team Shakira is C. Perkins versus Chris Thomas. And we didn't really see C. Perkins audition. He was one of those flyby. Chris Thomas, we saw he was signed to a record label and was dropped. They sang It Will Rain by Bruno Mars, which
and
we're
Chris
hearing right now.
Was also the one who, Shakira's the only one who turned around, and then when everybody else turned around,
You're
they were
a dude!
shocked. Yeah, shocked that he was a guy, because he has such an amazing falsetto voice.
Well, and with this battle in particular, Chloe was saying when we were watching it that she feels like Chris wasn't emotionally connecting with the song. And I thought that was so accurate. Like, I think C. Perkins went in and literally like was feeling the song, and you could feel it when he was singing. And Chris kind of just showed up and phoned it in, except for when he started singing, he like got good. Oh, when he sang Have It Anymore right here.
We'll wait for it.
Oh, this is C. Perkins singing. But when he had this part in the verse, that's when I thought he got really good.
Yeah, I think too, C. Perkins was scared, you know, by Chris, because Chris is so talented. But I think it worked for C. Perkins, because I think the fact that he got scared during the rehearsals and he was so nervous he kept messing up in rehearsals, that when it came to the show, he kind of settled in himself. And I think it was the thing of like, you know, Chris came in and, you know, hit it at 80% because he knew his 80% was really good.
Yeah.
Where C. Perkins came in and had to hit 110% just to match Chris's 80%. And I think that worked so well for him.
Well, because C. Perkins is a clear underdog going into this battle, and he
said he had never had a singing lesson.
Yeah, see, I kind of disagree with, I think, both of you as far as C. Perkins. I know. No, this is the beauty of the three of us, because there's always like one of us disagrees with the other two.
So true.
Granted, I think a lot of times it's me, but whatever. The fact, C. Perkins, he reminded me in the rehearsals of a guy at like the junior high prom that would stand in the corner that was afraid to ask a girl to dance.
Aww.
But he was shy, but like, you know, like, because he has like the talent, but he was afraid to like go on his own. So what he would try to do would try to be like the other people. And Shakira pointed out, like, don't try to do the trills like Chris is doing.
Right.
And then to me, I mentioned, I know to you when we were watching, but you disagreed with me. When they were actually performing, to me, it was just like, he's trying to sound like Bruno Mars.
I don't think so.
I think Bruno Mars has this like raspy voice.
Yeah.
And I thought C. Perkins was like smooth and like.
Well, yeah, but like I was saying, like it was him trying to be like Bruno Mars, not necessarily full on succeeding, because they definitely had a different sound. And I agree with you on the fact that Chris did not sound as into the song as he should have. I do agree with you on that. But to me, it just felt like C. Perkins was trying too hard.
Huh. Agree to disagree.
Fine.
And Shakira agrees with you, unfortunately. I'm just kidding. Shakira chose...
Because she's smart.
I guess.
I think she chose Chris because overall, C. Perkins was great. He won us over, but still from Chris's audition, I mean, that voice and what she's going to be able to do with that voice. I mean, he sang a Whitney song and he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that was I think that was resonating in her mind so much. But thankfully, Usher, Mr. Dramatic over there, hit the button at the last second.
Minute.
That threw us all.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps all over. And I think this just proves how much of a star Usher is, because he's even making you like A, fall in love with everybody on his team, but B, make him the favorite coach, because he's like, oh, blah, 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 I'm a nice guy, bang, everybody loves me.
He's like, hey, great job, buddy. Boop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good, so cool. So that wraps up Team Shakira, and I think Shakira's team is getting, like, the more I watch and the more I see her coach, like,
She's getting stronger.
Shakira's got an edge on the competition.
Yeah, and I think the people on her team are also pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
With her critiques, and I loved when she would sing with them and sort of give her critique that way, because it really shows her talent as well. Because you sort of forget, when I think Shakira, I think sort of she-wolf Shakira, but she really is like underneath your clothes Shakira, you know, that singer-songwriter at heart, and sort of she has a rock and roll vibe at heart too. So it's really cool to have the voice kind of showcase her in this way.
I agree.
And don't forget about her 2 steals that she got too. That made her team stronger. I mean,
100%.
Yeah.
So let's get into Team Blake.
Team Blake.
Blake had Grace's skew, correcting myself. And that was the battle that wasn't shown on Tuesday.
I think the same thing with that battle as what happened with Tanya and Mark is that Grace just probably blew him out of the water. That's my girl.
I just feel bad for those people, because
I feel like every week that's my girl, but it's still a different girl each week.
You can have more than one girl.
Judith and Grace are my girls.
Oh, your girls. All right.
Okay.
So
I do love Sasha.
The first girl battle is Caroline Glaser versus Danielle Bradbury.
All right, y'all.
They sang "Go Put Your Records On," Corinne Bailey Rae, and
I need to eat my words from a few weeks ago, because
what did I say when Danielle did the blind audition?
Christian
I want this to come out, please.
Christian texted us and said,
I said, what did I say at the beginning of Danielle?
But I didn't like Danielle. I still didn't like her. I think
you're stubborn.
No, I look at her and I don't see anything original. Every one she takes, I've heard Leanne Rimes do. I've heard Carrie Underwood do. Her look was like Taylor Swift mixed with Carrie Underwood 4 years ago. She's just not current. And I think to win this competition, you have to be current. And I think then to make it in the industry, you need to have some sort of an edge. And she's just like chalk.
Like I said, our very first AfterBuzz for this, because this was the episode, she could be the sleeper of the sleepers out of home, because she's just a little innocent.
Through her performance, I wrote down no star quality.
Yeah, I think she just is sort of, you know, she's that girl who would get this solo maybe in the school choir because she's cute and can sing it, but you aren't going to stay to watch her.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, that was good. But honestly, Danielle really surprised me.
Danielle was great too. No, there's no doubt about it. She really impressed me.
And she's never had a singing lesson.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah, Caroline, right?
No, Danielle has never had
but Danielle, that was her very first singing lesson.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But it was Caroline. That also impressed me a lot.
Yeah, it was Caroline who really impressed me. But Danielle did impress me. I was surprised that she could really belt those notes that she did belt.
Yeah, I think she's a talented singer. I just don't think she's original.
She's winning at least. She's advancing at least one more round. At least one more.
I'll give you, like, vocally, if you had to choose by who was better vocally, I think Danielle won. But I think Caroline has a more unique voice, and once she gets some training, instead of doing all those little her head voice, I think if she gets some power behind those high notes, then she could really surprise us all. Blake
kept telling her that to not let her tone get in the way of hitting those notes. Yeah. And I think that was the best note for her. And anyone who really sings like that, you still have to hit the notes, okay?
And I was kind of over that song choice too. I just feel like Blake needs to do something to surprise us.
Yeah.
And that was just like
that was a fairly simple song.
Yeah. Well, and I think
they're simple.
That battle in particular, like their harmonies, they did like 2 lines of harmony and they sucked. And sorry if that's mean, but like I think these two are probably the least talented musicians out of the whole bunch. Just my own personal.
Well then, Caroline though got stolen.
Oh yeah, Caroline got stolen by Adam. And I think I would love to see what Adam does with her because I think that's what she needs.
I sort of think it was a waste of a steal. After seeing what happened tonight, I wish Adam didn't steal her because I already forgot about her, you know, compared to everybody else tonight.
We're mean girls tonight.
We are mean girls, but the battles
I've been polite. I don't know about you two. I'm a nice, wholesome person.
You guys, the battles tonight were so stressful and so good that I think Caroline just can't stand up to those two girls for what the competition is now after tonight. Can't stand up to it.
I think that maybe Caroline in past seasons would have gone a lot farther than she probably will this season just because everybody is just so
a powerhouse.
Good. So next up on Team Blake is Jackie Sandal versus Savannah Berry.
Wait, what's her name?
Jacket. Wait, what did I say?
You said
Jacquie.
When it came on the screen, you're like, who's Jacquie?
Okay.
Get a little gangster up in there.
I was just trying to give her some tood.
Yeah, so they sing Little White Church by Little Big Town. And I thought this was the perfect song choice for both of them because it's so opposite of what we saw them audition with. And so I thought it brought both of them out of their element. And it made me not like Savannah watching her rehearse because I thought she's a
brat.
She just seemed like horrible personality.
Well, yeah, it was funny because Jacquie was the Jackie was the cocky girl, but you kind of liked her, oh, it's a little bit of an attitude. And then Savannah was cocky, but she's like, wow, you're annoying cocky.
Well, I feel like Jackie was cocky in a way that's like, I'm good, but I'm also really nice. And Savannah seems like the kind of girl that'd stab you in the back.
Yeah, but I was actually surprised with Savannah. I loved her blind audition, and all the judges did too. They all turned around, and she couldn't do a up-tempo song.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me.
Well, and it's like if you're going into this to sell albums and be a recording artist, nobody buys an album.
You're not going to buy an album
unless you're Josh Groban.
Yeah, you're not Celine Dion, okay?
Yeah, you're going to have maybe 2 ballads on your album.
And I loved in the performance Jackie, because she has like that kind of coffee shop voice, but after Blake worked with her, everything was like really forward in the front of her face kind of when she was singing and like almost brighter. And I feel like when most of those typical singers, their voice gets stuck in the back of their throat and it's a little bit darker. So I thought she changed a lot and I really wish somebody would have picked her.
Yeah, the notes that Sheryl Crow and Blake gave to her about getting the rasp out and just going for the notes turned her around. And she even said to Blake at the end, she said, you know, thank you so much. You've changed the way I'm going to approach singing now. And it's so true. She was amazing.
Well, that's why I think if I was Blake, I probably would have picked Jackie just because you gave her this input and she took it and she changed it in that fast.
Yeah, she changed it and really, I mean, really had the better sound.
Yeah.
I just think Blake chose Savannah because she is good. She is technically a very great singer, but she needs to work. She has a lot of work to do.
She doesn't need singing training. Now she needs like star quality training. She needs fix her hair and be a little nicer.
I kind of like her hair. I kind of like it.
So that wraps up. I will say I wrote down they had amazing harmony together though, the two of them. They did. So good.
Yeah, and it would be, and that, you know what about that song that was cool was that it was kind of neither of their things, you know, but they wasn't Savannah, even though it was country and Savannah's country and Jackie's not, you still felt like Jackie had a chance.
Yeah, neither of them I thought was at like a huge advantage going into it.
Totally. Mm-hmm. And what's cool is you can watch it again anytime, and you can also watch us anytime and download us on iTunes.
Oh, iTunes.
Yes, and please rate and comment, and tell your friends and tell them to rate and comment. And it only takes a minute, and you can watch it while you're at work. You can download us, listen to us in the car when you're in traffic.
5 stars.
Yes, and give us 5 stars.
And we read all your YouTube comments too.
We do.
We do. I enjoy them.
We talk about them.
Keep them coming.
And then we also read your Twitter comments.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of Twitter info, especially about Shakira and Joel.
I know. we now know that Shakira and Joel were friends beforehand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Twitter sphere. Thank you, followers.
Twitter has taught us so much.
And YouTube. We had one on YouTube too, so it was great. I love that. I love that people are informing us.
Yes, good to know. Let's get into Team Usher. Usher, baby. First up on Team Usher, we've got Jeff Lewis versus Josiah Hawley. This is
Oh my gosh.
My favorite battle.
This is the battle of like or as Usher said, the very confident boys. But it was almost like the battle of sort of like a boy band. It was like a boy band battle.
The only thing I would change is that they were wearing clothes.
Wow.
What? Sorry, late night. No, not late.
This is on NBC at like 8 o'clock.
That's true.
But this show is on at 10 p.m. on AfterBuzz TV.
That's not late enough. That's not late enough for that.
They were both models. I thought, well, Jeff wasn't really a model.
But he had a recording contract that was dropped.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
I didn't think Roxanne was a good choice because I automatically thought of Juliette Barnes from The Voice when she sang it. And she just made this song like
her own
and huge. And I don't think either of them really did that.
Well, Shakira even said as a comment, she said that they didn't really live up to what someone like Sting's voice can do. And I totally agree. And I just don't think that they got the story. I think Usher and Pharrell both gave them the note. They need the mystique, you know, they need this sexy thing. And I didn't see it in any of them.
Yeah.
Like, and it sort of made me not like either of them very much. But, you know, Josiah had the look. I mean, he looked like a rock star up there. And I really honestly think that's why Usher picked him. They were both vocally the same to me.
Well, and I honestly think whoever dressed Jeff really put him at a disadvantage. I know it's about the voice, but he looked like a little boy with his like shirt tucked in and his tie. Like, he didn't look like, this is kind of like a sexual song, like a Come Hither song. And you just went for Josiah. At least I did.
All right. Well, let me say something because I know it was.
You didn't like Josiah, so I want to hear what you have to say.
So this is what I'm saying because I am man enough to admit that I might have been wrong on a first impression.
Thank you.
Okay, wait. Danielle? Okay, wait. We are to Danielle as you are to Josiah.
Except for I still hate Danielle. Sorry.
Well,
I don't hate you. I
Josiah,
just don't like you.
Josiah on his blind audition, I think I even brought it back last week. I thought he had the worst blind audition that got accepted out of all of them. I just didn't like the song choice. And to me, it just didn't seem like someone that would be able to adjust his voice enough to be versatile and advance. And the first note in the rehearsal with Roxanne, because I disagree with you. I think Roxanne was a fantastic song for him.
Really?
For Josiah. For Josiah.
Chloe goes,
but
he's not like rough enough for me, like for that song.
But see, I think he brought the roughness out that we didn't see in his Sunday morning audition, and all of a sudden I'm watching, and as I'm watching, I'm texting you two, and I'm just like, you were right, Jason.
He's eating his words. Okay.
I'm eating my words. This guy's going to do something.
He's your background on your phone now too, isn't he?
Okay, what we need to talk about, y'all, what we need to talk about though with these two is Usher's coaching, because
it's fantastic.
Usher is, if I would be on a team, I'd want to be on Usher's team for the way he coaches. And we saw it, last week with the girls where he does exercises and it's amazing. He walked away and he was like, make me come to you. Now he gives them one mic and he had them
fight for the mic.
Fight over in the rehearsal. And okay, how intense was it when they laughed, when they messed up, and he did not think it was funny?
I'm like, oh my God.
Why would you laugh at that though? Like, you made a mistake. Why would you start laughing?
It was nervous laughter, obviously.
I'm a nervous laugher. So I kind of felt for Jeff there.
But I mean, you can see it in Usher, and you can see since he's been in the business since he was like 12, that he knows that time is money and you don't waste time and you need to be good. And you can see when he's coaching and when people are really trying in rehearsal, he's taking note. He's like making notes of all of that. And he's that coach that's really hard and mean, but there's something in him that you're like, I just want to work so hard for you.
Well, yeah, because it's coming from
a football
place
coach.
Of success.
Totally.
Where he knows, I mean, just with his own career with Justin Bieber, he knows what it takes to become relevant and stay relevant. And I think they should pay attention.
Totally. And I think everyone who's on Usher's team is really lucky because you can tell, really wants them to do well and have a great voice and the star power that maybe Blake can do that too, and I think Shakira can actually do that for a lot of her people.
I think all the coaches now, well, I mean, I liked the past coaches too, but these coaches seem very, like we talked about a little bit, personally invested in everything.
Oh my gosh, especially after watching today. Usher looked like he was going to cry when he had to get rid of his last of Ryan and Orlando.
Which we'll get to them in a second.
Yeah,
too.
he looked very stressed.
So Usher ended up picking Josiah, obviously, and then next up is...
Which makes Jason happy for the next few weeks.
Thank God. Next up is Jessica Childress versus Vito. And they sang Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. This was the second Bruno Mars song Jessica sang in the
Well, we also, let's cover Audrey Karish versus Jameel Thompson, who we missed, but they did sing If I Were a Boy by Beyonce.
Okay,
that was one of the quick ones.
So. They didn't show it, but Audrey did win, so she's on the show still, whereas poor Jamila is not.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't either.
I think this Jessica versus Vito, which was the first one on the show today.
Yeah.
I think between last Tuesday and today, I thought that was the best battle.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I was blown away by Vito.
Nobody took her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm furious that nobody took Jessica.
The only reason I think they didn't is because she sort of falls into the category with Judith and Sasha. And when it comes to Powerhouse Women, those two just still blow her out of the water technically.
See, but I think she's
right with them
from a different perspective. She's more like eases her way into it, where Judith will like pound it out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually disagree. I think Judith carries her notes so delicately.
Really?
I think Judith really knows how to sort of massage everything, all her notes in.
Oh, see, I think
she
Judith,
does know
like,
how to power
attacks
it. But I think you see her be gentle too.
I guess it depends on the song choice too.
Yeah.
Though.
I see Judith and Sasha as kind of power, but just like professional, which is like we're nailing this part. Jessica comes out and she's just having fun.
Well, and it's like everybody says, Jessica makes you want to be her best friend, and I think that's a cool thing to have in a voice.
And she was like sexy during this performance too.
Yeah, she wasn't just cute. Usually we see her and she's super cute.
Yeah, well, and Vito, we got to give Vito credit too.
Vito was amazing.
And they were both just spot on. Like, I was so nervous who they were going to pick because you literally want both of them to succeed.
And Vito was another one of those guys just like, okay, you got by this, but yeah, nice seeing you. And he just shocked the hell out of me. I mean, he was phenomenal.
And when she's saying,
yeah, that run is amazing.
The long, and then Vito did the yeah or something, and he like went up into his head voice. And it was so good. And
the two of them just had so much fun together.
They seemed like they weren't in a battle. They seemed like they were friends singing together.
It was a duet. It seemed very much like a duet. Something you would see like on the Grammy stage when they put
like a group of people for a medley.
Oh my God,
Vito.
Yeah, where did that come from?
So good. So he ended up picking Vito, and
I agree with that. I think that was a good choice.
I think I do too, because I think Usher can make Vito into this like huge star.
I don't hate the fact that he picked Vito. I hate the fact that nobody stole Jessica.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not where I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't buy her album. You know?
I guess I don't know.
I don't think if I love her, but I just don't think I would buy her album.
Jessica, let me know when your album's coming out. I'll buy.
Got at least one sale.
Hey, win me over, girl. I want to be won over.
I'm buying 2.
Oh, there we go.
Just to make up for this girl over here.
Can we talk about when when Vito at the end was talking about his mom? Because Vito's mom, we didn't talk about this, passed away since the blind auditions. And at the end, when he's crying, and Usher just walks up to him like Jesus, puts his arm around him.
He was.
That was like a spiritual moment.
It was so beautiful. And poor Vito, he's standing there crying and wishing his mom was there to celebrate with him. But honestly, I think he really sang the whole song with his mom with him, because he brought something that in the rehearsal he was sort of like hesitating and not going for it, and then he comes on stage and blew me away, won me over, and it was just so
Weren't all of us in our chairs just like we all like jump back?
Well, and I think that's what separates the men from the boys in this competition, is the people that can emotionally connect to the song. Like, obviously the notes and everything matters, but if you can sell it emotionally, then you don't really think about, when he's singing, you're not thinking, oh, is he flat, is he sharp? You're just like moved by it.
Yeah, totally. And I think Jessica, she left her job in PR to do this, but I think I think if she really wants it, she can have a career.
Oh yeah.
If she really, really wants it. And then our
or
next
a talk show.
Yes.
Because I would love to watch her talk all day.
I know. I actually would too. The next battle was Orlando Dixon and Ryan Jones. Ryan Enos.
And they sang "Ain't No Sunshine" that we listened to at the beginning.
Speaking
Ryan
of
Enos.
bringing emotion to it,
Ryan.
come on.
That is like
Ryan.
a baby making voice, right?
It is.
What I loved was like,
He's like Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in the rehearsal, I don't remember if it was Usher or Pharrell, but they said, try to imagine like your girl left you with the song. He's like, that's his freaking
that happened to
story.
him. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's his story. Okay, here's slow pitch softball, and the softball instead is a beach ball. I mean, go ahead.
That's so true. And then I was also very surprised that Orlando,
He impressed
he held
me.
his own against Ryan, and I did not expect that. I expected Ryan to come out and just crush him.
Well, Orlando is a very technically trained singer. He went to Berklee School of Music, which is an amazing school, and I think when Pharrell and Usher talked to him and sort of broke that wall he had and had his vulnerability come out is when he really shined. Where Ryan sort of already had his vulnerability open and was there. And
these harmonies, I can't even talk.
God,
oh my gosh. And what Usher said about Ryan, which I think is so spot on. That part Ryan just sang right there when he really grabbed it was amazing.
Well, and I think Ryan was one of those people in the competition that was forgettable. I didn't necessarily.
Liar.
No, not Ryan. I'm sorry, Orlando.
I was going to throw this at your face.
Yeah, throw that at my face. Orlando was this person in the competition that I wasn't necessarily.
I forgot his story.
Yeah, who is he? But tonight he just proved everyone wrong. Like, front runner.
Yeah, and Usher looked sick.
He's right up there.
He looked like he was going to be sick, and he had, I think, the hardest, maybe, I don't know, Adam's decision at the end was hard too, but really hard decision of who to pick. He picked Ryan, which I agree with because Ryan has a special quality. You know, Orlando is amazing, but there's something so special about Ryan that as Usher said, he can sing one note and connect. And he sold you.
Well, and I think if you're thinking it on the basis of Team Usher, he doesn't have anybody like Ryan on his team. So
oh, no.
There's no one in the competition like him.
Yeah, there's no one like him at all.
So, yeah, strategically, that
on Earth.
In the world.
And so Adam ended up stealing Orlando, which I was so happy with. And you could see in Usher's face, he was so happy because he did not want to see Orlando leave, which I love about this show, that Usher was that upset that he had to make this decision. And then how happy he was and sort of jealous. You could see he was kind of jealous a little bit. Like, oh, I still wish he was on my team, but I'm so glad you kept him on the show.
I thought he was a great member to Team Adam just because Adam doesn't have anybody like young and R&B-esque that I can think of off the top of my head. So besides
Judith.
Yeah, but like a male.
But
guy.
You're right. It was a really good choice for him.
When you actually look at his team, which will finish up with the other battles, he really doesn't have many guys left, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good. I thought all the steals tonight were actually, I agreed with most of them besides Jessica. So let's get into Team Adam then. First up
was Michael Austin
versus Warren Stone. This was from Thursday.
This was the battle of the civil servants.
My Kind of Party by Jason Aldean. And it was the sheriff versus the
firefighter.
And okay, this isn't necessarily my favorite kind of music, but I thought vocally, Michael sounded better than Warren.
I agree. I thought Michael won this.
But I think it's not blind auditions anymore.
Yeah.
And I know this is bad to say, but I think it really is going to come down to like the whole package. And Warren's looks better.
Did Warren to you guys look like a completely different guy than the blind auditions?
Yeah. He looked a lot less white trash.
Yeah.
No, Warren,
I was thinking the same thing.
Warren in the blind auditions, he had like a similar shirt, but it was buttoned up. He was clean shaven. And then all of a sudden for this one, it was down a little bit. You saw this tattoo along his neck.
Like a spray tan.
He had the 5 o'clock, the tan. Good. He had like the beard growing. He looked like a completely different person.
Appeal.
Yeah, I think no, you're right. It's like he had the same style, but somebody definitely told him what color to wear and things like that because he did. You could tell in the blind audition he was like cute, but that now he's a package.
Well, and I think Adam picked based on looks because Warren to me sounded like he was out of breath the whole time he was singing. Like he had just ran a marathon and then like, oh, go perform this.
Well, and I actually thought Michael performed it better. You know, he like had his attitude and he was moving and it was so fun to see him. But I totally agree. I think Adam chose him for his looks.
But I think you do have to think based on today's market and what's going to sell and not sell. And not necessarily that you need to be a model in country.
Adam's not a country person either.
But I mean, not necessarily you need to be a model in country music, but you have to have a certain look. And this guy's look is just kind of like,
Well,
gross.
Well, we'll tell you what. I mean, Michael, his band normally performs at Treasure Island like once a month. They're gonna be performing more often now.
Yeah,
Totally.
oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm not a country guy, but I wouldn't mind seeing the band go because I think he's a good singer.
And he looks like it would be a fun show. He was putting on a show.
For sure. But he looks like he should be performing in a casino.
Yeah, he does.
Which, I mean, it's fine. Everybody has to take a different career route. But, I mean, I thought he performed better vocally, but I, too, would have chose Warren. What about you?
I would have chose Michael.
Okay.
I would have chose Michael because it's about the voice.
Not anymore. Now it's a package.
Now we can see.
I stick to the title of the show.
Next up on Team Adam is Might As Well.
Might as well.
Versus Patrick Dodd. And they sang Burn in Love by Elvis.
Great choice by Adam for both of them.
Yes.
Also, can we talk about when Adam's coaching them?
Yes.
And completely turned around the way they were going to do the song.
He changed the band. It wasn't him. It was the band.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And it was just genius just to see how his mind works like that.
It really again, like sort of what I said with Shakira, it made you respect Adam as an artist so much more. We see him now in the media, you know, as a kind of a pop star who dates supermodels, and you know, he's the lead singer of a rock band, but you really saw his singer-songwriter come out, and I think it was very brave of him to be like, I don't like where it's going, this isn't working, I want it to be like this. Okay, yeah, bring it in here, make it faster, and
it
I
completely worked, because when we were watching it, I'm like, why did you choose this song? I'm so bored. And then as soon as he did this kind of like folky,
he picked up the bluegrass in it.
And the other thing, though, it like for the change of it, it really shows how talented the studio musicians are that they hire for these shows.
Well, yeah.
Because like, all right, you're going to change the style of this song, or you know, if it was a situation where, okay, you're playing this song in E major, no, now go ahead and play it in B major.
Yeah.
And like they'll just change it that quickly. That's the gift of like the gift of the musicianship and these contestants, because really in the end they're all kind of contestants on a show. It's like, we're gift wrapping you Adam Levine, we're gift wrapping you this incredible group of musicians, and we're gonna make you sound like a Grammy-winning artist from the battle round on.
For sure. And okay, so Patrick Dodd, I thought approached it, I wrote like a little too husky, like he sang the song on the same level the whole time, like, and I thought they brought Might As Well, brought more like dynamic contrast and a little bit more like artistry to it than Patrick did.
I thought they made a good point too when they were talking about singing as a duo, that usually in the battle rounds what happens is one part of the duo is better than the other.
Yep.
So that's why they usually don't last, and they made a really good point to always be singing together, which was their strong suit.
Yeah.
And their harmonies are great together. And I love that they said Patrick fit right in the middle and was their little sandwich.
Well, the three of them were singing the three-part harmony. That was
fantastic. I mean, I thought Patrick was going to win this battle. I was kind of bummed he lost it. And I like the fact that we now know that there's a certain fan of our show. His name is Usher. Because a couple weeks ago, I said on the show that Patrick reminds me of Bruce Springsteen. And tonight, Usher mentioned that you sound a lot like Bruce Springsteen. They edited out the part where he heard it from his buddy Christian.
He didn't give you credit.
No, they edited that part out.
That's copyright infringement.
I agree. I agree, Usher.
But I don't stole it from the AfterBuzz
I was
TV.
actually happy to see Patrick go.
I'm not. I was really
You were happy to see him go?
I just didn't think he was. I feel like he's very dated. I don't know.
Well, he's one of the older people in the battle rounds, but
I just think I love him. He was so sweet and genuine. And
I liked him.
And he brings such a, like the other judges said, I mean, all the other ones really liked him. And I think Blake, if he had a steal, would have stolen him. But he just didn't. But
he used that steal on Taylor.
That was really stupid.
That was the dumbest thing Blake has ever done. Stealing
really
Taylor.
But there's so many. There's like Jessica. There's so many better people he could have stolen than Taylor.
Taylor sucks. I'm gonna say it. She's not good.
There's a YouTube commenter.
There was a YouTube comment that just wrote us like a novel on why are you saying Taylor's so bad? Well, we've seen her perform twice, and both times she was terrible.
With a little bit of help from Blake, maybe Taylor will surprise us.
No.
Doubtful.
Waste.
Waste
of a steal.
Josiah surprised me. I can be surprised, but Josiah we only saw once, and then he surprised me. Taylor we've already seen twice.
Yeah. Third time's a charm, maybe? So that wraps up this week's battle rounds. We've got...
Is that everybody? Wow, we went that quick.
Is tomorrow the final night of Battle Rounds?
I think so, yeah. Because tomorrow's the final night.
And then the
we still
knockout.
haven't seen Michelle
We haven't seen my girl Michelle.
on Adam. And who have we not seen on Blake? We haven't seen.
I'm looking. We haven't seen the Morgan twins.
Oh yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that, but I am. But I am at the same time.
We haven't seen your girl, Sarah.
Oh.
We haven't seen Sarah yet.
I knew I felt like there's been a void in my heart this whole battle round. Yeah, come on, Sarah.
And we haven't seen on Shakira. We haven't seen Katia. I'm waiting to see her. I think she's going to be great. Have we seen Mary Miranda yet?
Nope.
No,
because that's
she'll
the
be
one that
tomorrow.
We see Shakira Mentor tomorrow, and we haven't seen Shauna P, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't seen Shauna yet either.
Not really looking forward to
I'm-
that either.
I am. I'm excited about her.
I have no desire to see Shauna.
You guys are being ageist. You don't like Patrick Todd, and now you don't like Shauna P.
No, whoa, no. I said I like Patrick. I said I like Patrick. I said I picked Patrick. She's a liar.
I'm being realistic, and I'm just saying it's very rare for somebody of a certain age to come into the music
Okay,
industry.
Blake and Usher
To
over
come
here
into the music
choosing all the
industry
lol kids.
and become successful in a top 40 format, or unless you're a country artist, that's the only time we ever see somebody older make it. Just realistically.
I don't
It's
know.
just life.
I mean,
it's the reality of the MTV generation.
It's sad, but it's sad, but it's true. I mean, and you can make that same comparison in a lot of different things. I mean, hell, I always do a sports reference every week, so I'm trying to avoid that.
Okay, do it.
Do a sports reference?
Is there one?
Well, sports is different. Your body physically doesn't last any longer, but your voice gets better with age.
Well, and then there's a certain point, like when you're at her age, Shauna, where your voice starts to, if you're singing incorrectly, which I think she is, your voice starts to shrivel apart.
I think she is singing incorrectly, and that's sort of what Jackie was saying too. She says she has a tour voice.
Yeah,
and
I think she's been doing that where she has to perform these live shows every night. I don't think she's like not talented. I just don't see her. If she makes it far in the competition, I'll give her a chance. We'll see tomorrow. But if she makes it far in the competition, I don't necessarily see her making it far afterwards.
So who do we think is the best coach right now after seeing them coach some battle rounds? What do you guys think?
These are predictions.
Are we going to predictions? Or are we going to?
I was just gonna say, who do we think is really good? Who would you want to be on? I think I would be on Team Usher.
So predict your favorite coach and your favorite player. Okay, so Team Usher.
Team Usher, my favorite player. I still love Judith, but today was so heartbreaking and so amazing that I have so many new favorites. So many people won me over. Orlando, Ryan, Patrick I miss already.
Yeah.
I think those two were sort of my favorites. Actually, I still like Chris and Luke, but I really think Ryan and Orlando, and Might As Well, I still love. Even though they kind of
You're naming everybody.
We love everybody. No, but I love everybody in the competition.
It was really hard tonight. They're really good this year.
I think
this season they're really good.
I think I'd want to be on Team Usher too. I just think he's really invested coach.
You guys are coming to what I've said from the beginning.
You're on Team Usher too right now?
You're only on
I
Team
said it from the beginning.
No. You're not on Team Usher. You're on Team Usher because you're the girl who lives in a town maybe near you, Michelle, who you like, is on Team Usher. That's why you like Team Usher.
There's a lot of
I haven't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have I said my prediction on who's going to win yet?
Oh wait, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
You
I
said
haven't.
Michelle.
Go ahead.
Oh no, did you change it?
Well, based on now 2 performances,
Josiah.
now Michelle could very well jump back in because she's obviously not far. She could very well jump back in after her battle round. But right now, the winner of The Voice.
Dun dun dun.
You're gonna say Ryan.
No.
Oh, who are you gonna say?
Vito.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Vito.
I like Vito. Vito's kind of got the underdog.
He's
thing
not
going
gonna
for him.
win, but he'll go far.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he'll win either.
But
but girl's gonna win.
But everyone that I thought has been, everyone in my mind that I'm predicted to win has been on Team Usher.
Oh, well, that's kind of true.
So.
Well, my girl Sarah hasn't gone yet, so
She has not gone yet.
Just you wait. Let's get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Might As Well.
Might as well.
This just leaked out. One of the contestants on Might As Well was actually Ryan Hayes. Was actually on American Idol in season 3, way back in 2004.
Wow.
And so this is we've had a few
so long ago.
We've had a few Idol rejects come back to The Voice, but now he's with a band, and I think obviously, see, I'm not always ageist. Time has 2004. That was like ages ago,
How old
now
is
time
he?
has passed.
Does it say?
I would guess maybe like 30s, mid 30s.
Yeah, mid to early 30s.
Speaking of American Idol, Fantasia from won American Idol, but has come out and said that she likes The Voice and she likes The Voice platform better. And that's brave of her to come out sort of against the show that made her. But she says, and I think it's because of who she is as an artist, that The Voice would really be a platform for her to do really well, where it is all about her voice and
but
not
I think,
her look.
especially when she was on Idol, it was all about her voice, and she was given this platform, and we've just seen her.
Wasn't she season 3 also?
She was season 3. Yep.
Yeah,
she's had like high career moments, and then just falls down to VH1 reality show. I
don't mean to make this sound rude in any way, but I know there's no other way to make it sound. Has she learned how to read yet?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, she has.
I know there was no way to make it sound nice. But that's the biggest thing I remember about her was after she won, she admitted that she couldn't read.
Oh, no, I think she wrote a book, didn't she?
She wrote a book? Did she really?
She may have dictated a book.
Yeah, oh my God, poor thing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But it came up, and I know there was not a nice way to ask it.
That's not about The Voice anymore. Let's go back to The Voice. So apparently there was a crazy Usher fan in the audience during one of the tapings, and she was yelling at Usher the whole taping, blowing a whistle, and the security had to like usher her out. And
Jason, I hope you learned your lesson.
No, because I feel for this girl, because if that was Kelly Clarkson there, I would be kicked out too. Something just comes over you and you can't help yourself.
And then another great thing, which I love this story. Ray Lynn from last season, who's on Team Blake, just signed with Dr. Luke. And for those of you guys who don't know Dr. Luke, he's sort of the mastermind behind Katy Perry and Kesha and tons of huge
Kelly Clarkson
huge pop songs.
22, I Knew You Were Trouble.
Yeah, he's amazing. And he has started a new company with Taylor's Taylor's another of Taylor Swift songwriters, and it's a country pop thing, and Raylan is signed with them, and he has had nothing but good things to say about her as a writer and as an artist.
I think she will be like one of those post-Voice breakout stars, because she's got the spunk, she's got the whole...
She has a cool package. She sort of has like country goth thing going.
She's kind of like, we talked about this a little bit before, she's kind of like the teen Miranda Lambert.
Yes, but even like harsh, like a little edgier.
Yeah.
She's really edgy, which is really cool for country. And I'm excited to see her,
sure.
And I'm excited to like listen to her.
A little more news and gossip. Adam Levine and Maroon 5 were nominated for 13 Billboard Music Awards.
That's incredible.
That's a lot.
Huge. So the other big player is Taylor Swift. So we'll see who takes it.
No, well, isn't the Billboard Music Awards like really simple to figure out though? Whoever was #1 the longest will win the Billboard Music Award.
But I think they're pretty like... Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift are pretty neck and neck with #1 hits.
Yeah, and they both have a lot.
But I think The Voice has obviously
propelled him more into mainstream popularity.
Well, put Maroon 5 on this level, but even their music has gotten a little bit more mainstream since they've been on, which I love when people sell out. I think it's great.
No, Maroon, I enjoy Maroon 5.
Yeah.
I sort of wish they would go back to their first album sound because it was cool and sexy. And
I think they will like 2 albums from now.
Maybe next album.
On the Greatest Hits album?
Yeah.
Hey, Usher, since you watch our show,
yeah.
Tell Adam
he
to
listens.
go back.
He listens to me.
That's right.
He listens on iTunes. He downloads us and gives us 5 stars.
Yeah, he's given us 5 stars and praise us. You should go to iTunes and see it.
Yeah.
Now
be
we're
like
rambling.
Usher.
Where can they find you guys?
Oh, we're there already.
We're
the show
keep
wrapped
the
up.
conversation going on Twitter.
Yes, we will. We'll keep the conversation going on Twitter, where you can follow me at CRosieVOC. And if you want to see more of me at this desk, you can check me out Thursdays at 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern for WWE Main Event.
And I would love to talk to you all about The Voice. You can find me on Twitter at ChloeWestX or at my website, cheapthrills.me.
Her website's really cool. Check it out.
Thanks.
You can find me on the Rachel Zoe Project after show or on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Ikeler. And we will see you in here next week. And we've got special guest from season 2, Naya Kete, coming in.
Yes,
she will be here
in the studio.
We're going to make her sing, so get excited.
We're going to ask nicely.
Yes.
Get ready for it.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.